Hey yo, what's up everybody? This your boy Jay. And the story continues. And now that I've given you a 3-part overview, if you're still here, it means that there's something in my story that kept you coming back. And there's something that connected with you, and perhaps you just want to resonate with a story like mine, and you want to see what you can apply in your life to benefit from it. And my sharing is for your benefit and my benefit as well, because I'm having a lot of fun making these videos and putting myself out there in the world. So the first part of my story is going to start with me being born in South Korea, and I don't remember much of it because I was so young. What I do know is that I had a lot of fun even when I was a young kid. And I remember running around the neighborhood with my friends, and also getting together with my friends in the living room of my house. And we used to get free candy from the corner store that was across the street from my house. And then all our friends would get the free candy, and then we'll run up to my house and start watching cartoons. Sitting around the TV in the living room. And those are really great times. And I remember that one thing to the other, I don't know what it was. I landed in a foreign country called Argentina, and legend has it that when my parents took me to the airport, I started to cry, and I just sat down somewhere. I just plummeted somewhere, and I started to cry to my parents, saying that I wanted to go back home. And because of that, they almost turned back and give up the trip, and we almost all went back home and stayed in Korea. But as fate would have it, we still went to Argentina, and I grew up in Argentina, and it was like a really blessed time. Weather is gorgeous. It doesn't get super cold. It is a relatively very warm climate, depending on where you are. But I grew up in Buenos Aires, and we get all four seasons, but they're pretty mild all in all. And it wasn't all rainbows and butterflies, because in Argentina, in the neighborhood that I grew up in, actually Asian people were very far and few in between. I remember in the whole school there were like 3 Asian kids, all the way from, like, the school system in Argentina. Some of the schools, or some of the private school, or even some of the public schools, they have all the way from kindergarten to all the way to the end of high school in one school. And I remember in school, I was one of 3 Asians in the whole school. So you can imagine how brutal as kids we might have treated each other. I can say that now with a smile on my face and just laughing about it, that I was a victim of racism, and it wasn't fun. First off, I was the joke of the school. I was the only. Basically, it was like the three Asians were like the chinks, and I'm not even Chinese. So when I was young and immature, that stuff used to get me super mad and furious, and I used to be mad at the world for labeling me that way, and it was hard. And for a time, I used to get into fights a lot of times because I used to get angry. I used to just take it until I would get angry, and then I would burst, and then I would get into a fight in school. And then, at the end of the day, I was the one that got in trouble because I was the one that reacted violently first, right? However, the funny thing is that was kids, right? And kids can be like that sometimes. But outside of that, in my neighborhood, when I used to go back home, I still had friends from school, but the people in the neighborhood were super nice and friendly, to the point where we had one neighbor that we used to call her mom too, because she took us in as if we were her family. she used to call us over to her house to eat lunch and dinner. And she introduced us to all kinds of different traditional foods. And like even like her daughter was even my tutor for a while when it came to learning Spanish and catching up with schoolwork. So it was a fun contrast to have, because in one hand I had people that were like super lovely, and then I used to go to school, and then I used to get all into trouble because I used to get into fights with my friends all the time. And I called them friends because eventually everybody became friends. Go figure, after all those years that you spent together, I literally became one of them. And I realized that also a part of the racism is just that in my case it was a misunderstanding, because they didn't understand me and I didn't understand them. And the moment I stopped fighting against the world and accept that they may not understand me, they may not understand my culture, my mannerism, and they may not understand my food or the way I dress or the way I style my hair. The way I took that in and I understood them, they actually took me in too. And towards the end, we were just like family, like the whole, like my circle of friends, like everybody knew each other, all our parents knew each other, and I used to just have fun with them, like I was just one of them, right? Play soccer all the time and eat a lot of meat, right? And that was one part of my life in Argentina, and I can say that very gladly it's one of the things that made me who I am today. And I mean that in a very, very, very grateful and positive way, because it made me someone that's very open to the world. It made me someone that's very understanding, and it made me someone that's very authentic and real. I don't feel any type of way about me being me in any type of situation. And because I'm so upfront and what you see is what you get, sometimes I get a lot of hate. People don't appreciate that, but those that I connect with, they connect with me in a very, very deep manner, because they know that that there's anything else behind what they see. So they know that what they get is exactly what they see, and there's gonna be no surprises. Anyway, so that was my share of part 1 of Argentina. I have no idea how long that's gonna be, because I love so many aspects of having grown up in Argentina, and there were other aspects in my life, and I'll go ahead and share that in another video. With that in mind, guys, thank you so much for listening to this video. Let me know what you think about the things that I said on this one. Let me see if anything that I said resonates with you. If you share any common background, or if you grew up as a foreigner in any other country, or in this country, or whatever, just feel free to comment. Let me know what you think. Let's connect, let's resonate with each other, and share our stories. With that, love you all. Thank you. This was your boy Jay. See you on the next one. Peace out.